Title 42 is a public health law that was used by the U.S. government to quickly expel migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border since March 2020, claiming it was necessary to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Under this policy, migrants who crossed the border without authorization were denied the right to seek asylum and were sent back to Mexico or their home countries without due process. The policy affected hundreds of thousands of migrants, many of whom were fleeing violence, poverty, and persecution in their homelands. The policy was widely criticized by human rights groups, immigration advocates, and legal experts, who argued that it violated U.S. and international law, endangered the lives and health of migrants, and had no scientific basis. Some migrants tried to cross the border multiple times, hoping to evade Title 42 and find safety in the U.S. Others remained stranded in dangerous and overcrowded conditions in Mexican border towns, waiting for a chance to apply for asylum. The Biden administration inherited Title 42 from the Trump administration and continued to use it for most of its first year in office, despite promising a more humane and fair approach to immigration. The administration faced pressure from both sides of the political spectrum. Some Democrats and activists urged Biden to end Title 42 and restore asylum rights, while some Republicans and border officials warned that ending Title 42 would trigger a surge of migrants and overwhelm the already strained border resources. The administration announced in January 2023 that it would end Title 42 by May 12, 2023, as part of the declared end of the national public health emergency around COVID-19. The decision came after a federal judge ruled that Title 42 was unlawful and ordered the government to stop using it. The administration appealed the ruling but said it would comply with the deadline. The end of Title 42 marked a significant shift in U.S. border policy and a new challenge for the Biden administration, which had to deal with the humanitarian and logistical implications of processing more migrants at the border. The administration said it would increase its capacity to screen and test migrants for COVID-19, provide them with shelter and medical care, and place them in immigration proceedings or alternative programs. The administration also said it would continue to work with Mexico and other countries to address the root causes of migration and enhance regional cooperation. However, the end of Title 42 did not mean that all migrants who arrived at the border would be allowed to enter the U.S. or seek asylum. The administration said it would still use other authorities to expel some migrants, especially those who posed a security or health risk, or who came from countries with high levels of COVID-19. The administration also said it would prioritize unaccompanied children, families, and vulnerable individuals for admission, while single adults would face longer waits or rejections. The impact of the end of Title 42 on migrant flows and border conditions was not clear or immediate. Some border cities reported receiving fewer than expected migrant arrivals after Title 42 expired, while others saw an increase in numbers and needs. Some migrants expressed relief and hope after crossing the border legally, while others faced uncertainty and anxiety about their future in the U.S. Some experts predicted that migrant arrivals would gradually rise as more people learned about the policy change and resumed their journeys northward. The end of Title 42 was a historic moment for U.S. immigration policy and a milestone for migrant rights. It also opened a new chapter in the complex and contentious debate over how to manage migration at the southern U.S. border in a way that balances security, public health, and humanitarian concerns.